14 chart. This net's out each Wednesday evening on or about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is an open net, but a controlled net. So at any time, a station may break in and pass emergency traffic. Are there any stations with emergency traffic? If so, call now. And hearing none, we'll continue with the net. The purpose of this net is to promote ham radio, provide D-Star related information and news, give D-Star capable amateurs the opportunity to improve their communications, just have fun and talk about the Ham Nation shows recorded this evening. Your net control operator for this evening, I'm going to kick it off KB9BZU. I'll take a few check-ins. My name's Dave, and I'm located in Newcastle, Indiana. I'll take a few check-ins, and I'll pass over to VK5PBZ. That's Alan in Tomby Bay, Australia. He'll follow with some check-ins, and then Jeff, our other net controller, KJTK, who also created the HamNationDStar.net webpage. He's going to be on the show this evening on the video portion, so we're going to give him a break from taking check-ins. He might be a little bit later, but that's where Jeff's at if you're not tuned into the show. So at this time, I'm going to acknowledge W6 GPS. He'll be my first check-in here this evening. He checked in before he called the CQ, and we'll go with him. And let's have some comments about a YouTube video he had. He hooked up a 7-inch touchscreen to his Raspberry Pi. So, Don, if you would, W6 GPS, go ahead and take it away with your video.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's W6 GPS, and we're 1 week away from Dayton. I'll be in the Kenwood booth, and be looking forward to seeing everybody. So everybody come up and say howdy. I am a little partial to Kenwood radio, so if you've got a D74, I want you to come up and wave it in my face. Anyway, I got a 7-inch Raspberry Pi touchscreen. It's the official touchscreen that Raspberry Pi comes out with. It's about $69 on Amazon. There's a $12 case that the Raspberry Pi 3 fits in. And what I'm able to do, instead of having to finagle with a TV monitor or computer monitor and plug a bunch of wires in, I'm now able to take my 7-inch touch screen. I did get a Bluetooth little keypad, and what I'm able to do is go in and test different DVAPs. This will work on all 3 version DVAPs: 2 meters, 440, and 220. I'm uploading the image right now. If anybody is interested, I will. You can email me at W6GPS at yahoo.com, or go to my YouTube channel tomorrow probably afternoon. I should have the link on this video about Raspberry Pi 7-inch touchscreen. It does make things nice. The image that my friend Kevin KI4LX put together with the DVAP tools is you almost get a full image of the DVAP interface, so you can see the UR lines and see that you are linked. It shows you if you're linked to a reflector. So anyway, that's the big news here, and still getting all my little gadgets put together for demoing next week in Dayton. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. This is W6 GPS, back to net.
All right, Don, we appreciate those comments, the information, and your videos that you put out there for us. It's always a pleasure to have you check into the net. I do have a quick question. Have you played around with what kind of voltage drain you've got on the screen? I'm sure it's you don't want to leave it on all the time, but when you have it on, and how does it affect your DVAP that you're running on there? I'm asking because I'm thinking about hooking up like a backpack hotspot, using that screen to make that more feasible to do that. Make sure I turn my screen off, but it should be okay, right?
Yeah. What they recommend is you wire the power to the screen, to the LCD, through the header on the Pi 3, and so you're only using one USB port. They recommend that you need 2 amps of power, and the official Raspberry Pi power supplies are rated at 2 amps. But what happens is that I haven't found where it's at, but after about 5 or 10 minutes without any activity, the screen goes to sleep. So it doesn't draw a lot of current, only unless you need it. So that's what that's all about. You can use a double mini USB power, one for the Raspberry Pi and one for the screen. So if you want to just disconnect the LCD and not use it, you can do it and still have your Raspberry Pi going. Then when you need the screen, you can just plug it in. So that's one way of doing it too. But everything just put together, I couldn't believe how everything came together real smoothly, and I'm very pleased with it. So anyway, I'm really excited. I hope some of you try it out. It's not perfect. We tried to get the OS image just as efficient, with not a lot of extra stuff in there, so it's very, very efficient. I've been very pleased the way it syncs up to my Wi-Fi, and by having the little keyboard with you and looking on the screen, so if you go and want to get onto another Wi-Fi network, you can just hit the Wi-Fi icon. It opens up, and then you can put the password in if it's a encrypted password. Over.
Okay, Don, again, I really appreciate all the information. The YouTube videos are very helpful. It's a pleasure to have you in here with us each week. So you take care of yourself and have safe travels up north here. And we'll see you in about 9 days. Good to have you. All right, that's going to bring us down to my bottom of the list. And anyone else wanting to check into this edition of the Ham Nation Booster After Show Net, call now. KB9VCU standing by.
Net Control, please recognize Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Romeo Kilo, KY4 TRK.
AZ3AA. Hey, Juliet.
KV4 KF5ZE
Victor Kilo 2, Alpha Romeo Sierra.
All right, let's put a stop sign out there. I have 5 stations on that check-in. There was one station, I believe, was a 4 call that I missed. So whenever I give these stations here in this order, if I missed you, you're the 4 call. Go ahead and clean that up for you there, and I'll come back to you last. But I have KY4 TRK. I have AD3AA, KE0AYJ, VK5ZBL, who I'm very pleased is checking in with us. I've been worried about him. And VK2ARS. So did I have another 4 call in there that I missed on that list?
Kilo Victor 4, Oscar Papa Ricardo.
Also N0BF.
All right, that'll be fine. KV4OP and N0BF. I'll come to you in order there. Let's run up to KY4TRK, find out what's going on in his world, and any comments he has about the show or anything B-Star related. Go ahead, Reflector 14 is yours. KY4TRK.
Good evening, everybody. Kilo Yankee 4, Tango Romeo Kilo. Well, I'm currently in Forest, South Carolina this evening. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday evening. I was or not yesterday, but last week in the show. Couldn't get checked in. I guess you guys were gone already, so. Other than that, I'm still sitting here watching the show and trucking all over God's green earth. Headed to Louisville, Kentucky for the weekend, so. Other than that, not too much going on. Just wanted to pop in and say good evening to everybody from KY4TRK, James.
fine signal there out of North Carolina. We've been thinking about you whenever we saw those flood pictures out there, too. So you take care of yourself, and maybe we'll even see you there at Dayton. I'm not sure if you're planning a trip, but if so, be safe in travel. All right, that's 83AA. Here's our next station. So go ahead with any comments you have on anything about the Ham Nation show or D-Star related topics, pretty much anything ham related. 83AA.
83AA Lee here, Lima Echo from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I recently got off the grid and sort of, I stopped getting cable TV and just get broadcast TV now. And in Dayton I found a MCM Electronics has Raspberry Pis, and they also had a good HDTV broadcast antenna with 40 decibel gain. The ones I have are just little rabbit ears, and they only get 9 or 10, I don't know, maybe only 7 decibel gain, and they always crap out on me. So I ordered one of those, 40 decibel gain, and I'm still waiting for it to come. It's been a couple of days now. And I also am going to be off D-Star for a while. But that's the way the Raspberry Pi thing is. You don't pay as much for the PC and all that. And the internet can be just your phone, your smartphone. That's what interested me. Over.
All right, fine comments there from a little bit east of Newcastle, and I'll let you know. Go to antennadeals.com. Antennadeals.com. I'll recommend that to you. I've got it's got a receive amp on the front end of the antenna on the box end where you change the rotor on it. It's about $70, and I can get 72 channels over there free. And actually, I'm watching right now. Actually, get a better picture of that. So, best of luck to you, and yeah, the Raspberry Pi stuff. Look at those YouTube videos W6 GPS has out. You'll be ready to go. Good to hear from you, Steven, and look for you next week. KE0AYJ, he's our next check-in. KE0AYJ, any comments you have about the show or anything D-Star related? Go ahead.
NKY4PRK.
One more try for KE0AYJ. Try it one more time. All right, we'll save some space there and go back to that station a little bit later. BK5ZBL, I sent you an email. I was worried about you there a couple of weeks ago. I haven't heard from you, and the tornadoes went through down there near Dallas. So proud to have you in here on a check-in and give us an update. How are you getting along?
Well, it's KFI-ZBL Bill here in Dallas, Texas. So, yeah, I've been off for a couple of weeks. Been a little busy with work and whatnot, and every time I sit down here and do something Wednesday nights, everything, the telephone rang and everything else rang, and, so that was about it. So, other than that, I didn't get an email from you, but I'll double check that and look back in there. So, but other than that, I got a new D74 a couple of weeks ago, so I've been playing with that. Been a lot of fun, and enjoying the radio, so to speak, and sitting there watching the show, and show's all good, and all the tornadoes and everything all went way northeast of us, so I'm central Dallas, so not too bad. We didn't get much here. And it's supposed to rain again tomorrow and this weekend possibly. So hopefully not this weekend. I gotta take photos at a wedding, so and it's outside, of course. So hopefully it won't rain. So I'll send it back to Nick. And everybody have fun at Ham Mission. KFIW.
All right, Bill, and thanks for taking time to check in with us this evening. I say I've been worried about you. I think I sent that to your Gmail account. I went off to the QRZ mouse over email where you put your mouse on your email address that puts that one out. So maybe check that one. But we were just worried about you. I asked Jeff if he'd heard anything from you, and he said he had not. So that's why I wanted to make sure he was all right. After looking at I think it was 8 people killed in Texas on that thing. So I want to make sure you weren't affected or any of that. Proud to hear that. You take care of yourself. All right, let's go to VK2 land. VK2ARS. How are you doing this evening? Any comments you have or anything you want to talk about? Go ahead.
KB9VZU, VK2ARS. Oh, don't start me talking. I'll just walk on for hours. No, good show. That internet stream is doing very, very well today. No dropouts. I'm very happy with that. The issue I had was actually trying to get onto 14 Charlie. My VVAP wasn't working for some reason, so I shut it down and dragged out my Star DV little VV access point, and using that today. Yeah, I came off night shift this morning, so I'll probably disappear, a snooze later in the day, because it's autumn out here now, but it's still very, very mild weather. It's low sort of 22, 23 degrees Celsius, and about 15 degrees at night, so still very, very mild, and the seawater's quite warm, so you still get a swim in. It's sad to hear about Last Man Standing getting the axe, but I guess 6 seasons is not bad for a sitcom, and no doubt the cast and crew will reconvene at another time and place in another show, which will hopefully be quite as good. Thanks for running the net, always appreciated, and very envious about Dayton. Not this year, maybe next year. I've got a friend from Sydney, works the same organisation as I do. He's on his way over, and I expect a full report to hear how the new venue is in due course. But what I do need to know is find out where one should stay. So that might be my next 10 or 11 months worth of research. Work out the best place to stay if I go next year. 7-3, thanks to the net. KB9VZU, VK2ARS.
K9JN. N0WIQ. N6CVE.
All right, Steve, we appreciate your comments there from Land Down Under, and you take care of yourself, and we'll look for you again next week. We'll also get your call sign in the wiki page here for this edition of Ham Nation, which is, I believe, $2.99. I like $2.99, I think. Sure, Jeff will be able to clear that portion he gets in here, but appreciate your comments, and we'll get Alan in here to get some check-ins here in just a minute. I want to acknowledge K9JN, N0WIQ, and N6CZE. Those 3 stations. I'm probably going to do a couple more check-ins. A couple more check-ins here, and then I'll throw it over to Alan and Tom B. Bay to take those 3 that just quick gave a minute ago. We don't want to miss anybody. So let's go to KV4OP. KV4OP. Any comments you have? Anything Ham related or D-Start related? We'll hit the reflector yours.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a while. I don't check in. I'm in Orlando, Florida. We just left about an hour ago. We finished the meeting with the club here in the Disney area. I heard the news about the Last Man Standing show, and it's pretty sad. But hopefully the club stays together and goes and continue doing some kind of operations from the West Coast. These are related. I hear a lot about the pies and stuff like that, but I only have a DV dongle, so and that's what I use in the house. Currently, I'm using an over-the-air repeater here at the Disney area. In addition to that, everything is good. Weather is hot in Florida, and back to net, KB4OP.
Very well. And yeah, maybe just pass one off of you there. In November, I've got an email out to the WD4 WDW Club, and we might be doing something on site there in November for the check-ins on this net. I'm going to be in the Disney for the whole week, and Wednesday evening we're going to be working with the WD4 WDW, and we're really looking forward to meeting those club members and maybe doing a little publicity for them there on the Ham Nation show. So you take care of yourself and be safe in all your travels, and thanks for coming in here and spending some time on us this evening. All right, the last check-in I'm going to take is N0BF. How are you doing this evening? Any comments you have or anything D-Star related? Anything you want to talk about? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is N0BF. Well, good evening, and this is Steve in Colorado Springs. Tonight I'm operating my D-Star station, remote control. My D-Star station's in Loveland, and I'm in Colorado Springs, using a little laptop computer here and internet control of my IC 7100 radio. Anyways, I didn't check in. I watched, also on my laptop, I watched the show, and it was a lot of fun to see that Pinewood Board station there, the AM station at Bob's building. Anyway, I enjoyed that and also enjoyed the show. So I'll just turn it back to that control there, and thanks for letting me check in tonight. I sure appreciate it. This is Steve in Colorado Springs, remote control into Loveland, N0BF.
And Steve, thank you for that information. It's cool you've got that remotely set up, and maybe we can have you describe that in a little more detail maybe next week, or we'll work with it that way, and I'll put a note here. Maybe you can tell us how you're doing that. But I've got my first 71 MB call this evening, so you're the first one to check in this evening with the 7100. One of these days, I'm going to get one. Take care, buddy. All right, I'm going to give some announcements here, and then I'm going to hand the check-ins over to Alan. I don't want to think K9JN N0WIQ and N6CZE. I'll go ahead and let Alan check you in, but let me go ahead and go over these announcements real quick, Rick. All right, tonight Jeff JTK was going to be on the show, and he's promoting the D-Star digital aspect of the Ham Nation 300. Jeff and I are working together to, we're going to have t-shirts all over for Hamvention, and it's going to have Ham Nation D-Star After Show Net on one side and hashtag Ham Nation 300 on the other. And if you publish one of the selfies with us wearing our shirts, that'll be an extra 10 points for you for each of us there, towards your goal on the point totals there. I also wanted to mention KF5ZBL. We're proud he checked in with us this evening because we had a note here. We wanted to make sure if anybody talked with him. Also had a note here on the page here, W6 GPS and that Raspberry Pi touchscreen video he has on YouTube. Make sure you check that out, guys. The after show nets are 20-meter net on 14268. 40-meter net is 7278. And they also have a webpage, hamnation40.net. Echo links on Star Dewdrop in Star, and they have a webpage at dewdropin.org. And the DMR is going to be located on TAC 311, and Andrew's running that WAALIV. So that's all the announcements I have. I'll pass this over to Alan where he can pick up K9JN, N0WIQ, and N6CZE. Take away, Alan. I'll run your log for you.
You're watching thanks there, Vic. Can you come back with those three call times again there, Dave, but go ahead.
Okay, that's going to be Kilo 9 JN, Nora 0, Whiskey, India, Quebec, and N6 CZE, Charlie Zebra Echo, N6 CZE. QSL.
Okay, they're great. Thanks for that. And very good evening, all. The operator here is Victor Kilo Forward Papa Bravo Zulu. My name is Alan. When stations check in, could you please call in phonetics and slowly. I'll take these first three check-ins and then I'll come back and take other check-ins. First one I'll call is Kilo 9, Juliet November. A very good evening, go ahead. Okay, we'll go to November 0 Whiskey India Quebec. Very good evening. Do you have any comments on tonight's show? Go ahead.
This is N0 WIQ, and I'm UD Star with the Raspberry Pi hotspot. And I am a little curious about how to watch the show, so I would like to have some information about that. And if you guys have the information to send me by email, my email address is November 0 Whiskey India Quebec at Comcast.net. And go back to that. This is N0 WIQ.
Okay, thanks very much for checking in. Welcome to the D-Star Hamlet Nation D-Star after show there. If you Google Hamlet Nation D-Star.net, you'll see all the information that Jeff has up for us there. Thanks for checking in. Next station I have, now I'm not too sure, I might be back to front here, but I think I've got November 6th, Charlie Zulu Echo. A very good evening to you, and do you have any comments? Go ahead.
Well, a very good evening to you, sir, and to everyone on the net. M6CZE here in Montclair, California. Handles Gary, Golf Alpha Romeo Yankee, and we're using a DV dongle to get into the system site. We're currently watching Twit TV with the Ham Nation program, and a nice show tonight. And as always, everybody likes the Pine Board project. I think that's a lot of fun to watch. And the schematics they came up with, and the drawings were very, very nice tonight. It makes it really easy to follow. So I think everybody's pretty happy about that. And of course, just general information is always neat to find out here too. I do have one thing to add on here tonight. We lost a real good ham friend here on Sunday. Just found out about it recently, and that's WD6AQH Mike Lefevre down in Fullerton. Passed away. He's now a silent T. And really, really nice guy. Everybody knew Mike. He was just a really super ham, bigger than life kind of a guy. So we're going to miss him a lot. And perhaps some of you guys knew him. I don't know. Anyway, with that, we'll send it back to you, sir. Thank you for doing the net. Have a great evening, and we're going to get back to watching the show. So with that, 7-3 and 6CZE.
Thank you very much for that information there, and sorry to hear of your good friend there, amateur friend, which is a silent T there now. My condolences to his friends and his family there. I'll put another call out for Kilo 9 Juliet November. Do you have any comments on tonight's show? Go ahead. Okay, no response on that call sign there. If I do have it correct there. If I haven't got it correct, if you could check in again Is there any other station I wish to check into the Ham Nation D-Star after show next? Go ahead. Is there any station that would like to check into the Ham Nation D-Star after show next? Go ahead.
K9 PTF, Kilo 9, Papa Tango Foxtrot.
Kilo 9, Papa Tango Foxtrot. Thank you very much for that call. Do you have any comments on the show so far? Go ahead.
Thank you for taking my check-in tonight. They just had Jeff on the show, which was really nice to see, put a face to that voice and hear his story. I just wonder how come our other person from Indiana didn't get on. I'm sure there's a story that goes with that. But that's about all I got. Enjoying the show. Thanks for taking my check-in, and I'll turn it back over to you.
It was a pleasure there, Paul. Thanks for the comments, and it'll be nice to watch this evening. I'm unable to watch it live, but I'll enjoy it this evening there. And I'll be certainly looking forward to the segment covering Jeff there. Thanks for checking in, Paul. Have a nice evening. Any other station I wish to check into the Ham Nation D-Star after show next? Go ahead.
This is November 2, October Whiskey Echo. November 2, October Whiskey Echo. The name here is George. I am in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, very good evening to you there, George. November 2, Oscar Whiskey Echo. I think it might be my pleasure to speak to you for the first time there. Thanks for checking in. And do you have any comments on the show so far? Go ahead.
Well, I just turned my radio on, so I don't really know what's going on. I heard you guys and Annette, and I said, wow, I'd like to join. I learned a few things today about my 7100, and I don't know how many actual people out there have a 7100, but I was having trouble doing a few things, getting to some reflectors, until I realized that there was some issues with what I was doing. And the UR has a lot to do with it. So I was just hoping that other people who have that problem know that, because when you try to put a reflector up and you run into that, there is UR and there's something else. I forget the name of it, but it will put a slash in front of the actual reflector. So that's what will happen, and that's what was happening to me, and that's where I had that issue.
Yeah, Roger there, hey George. Yeah, I've got a 71 here, and believe it or not, I've got a Nikon 718. I've had it for the last 15 years there, and I'm only, I've just pulled it out of the box, And I'm amazed at all the hidden little things that it can do that's not in the handbook there. And most of them was learned sort of looking around YouTube there. So thanks for checking in there, George. Would this be your first time go ahead?
Yeah, I have a feeling it is my first time, and what I was looking for was the direct input UR. There is a direct input UR, and there's a direct input RPT. I was making the mistake of going into the system with RPT, which puts a slash before the REF, and that's why I was having trouble connecting. And that was my big problem. That's just something I found out today that I've been doing over and over again because I wasn't paying attention. Once again, get the manual out, but I have to learn the hard way. Okay, gentlemen, let me not take up any more time. This is N2OWE. It's a pleasure. I'll try to get here on time next time. N2OWE, listening.
Yeah, Roger there, George. Welcome to the net there. Thanks for stopping by and sharing that little bit of information with us there. Yeah, I had the same trouble when I first bought my IP 800H there. Took me a long time to get that up and running. Would you believe 2 months it took me to understand what who had to do with it. But one night I was ready for bed and I thought, hey, I'm going to go back and have a look at this. And I had a look at the manual and here's what the manual said. And presto, the next day I was operating 2 months there. So thanks for sharing that information there, George. And you'll find further information on this net. Just go to Mr. Google and put in hamnation.dstar.net and all the information on this net will come up in front of you there. Thanks for checking in. Any other station wish to check in, go ahead.
Hello, checking in late. I just caught the last few minutes.
Thank you very much for checking in. Kilo Mike 6 Delta Quebec uniform. Very good evening. Is this your first time? And do you have any comments on the net? So go ahead.
Hello, you cut off a little bit. I'm not sure if you were talking to me. This is KM6DQU, and yes, it is my first time on the net. I was just figuring out how to link to this particular reflector. I'm just learning how to use D-Star. So it took me a few minutes to read the manual, so that's why I was late. Hope everybody's doing good.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time and welcome to the net there, Hugo. Love to see you going back again next week. And if you go to hamnation.net in Mr. Google, and he'll bring up all the information that you require about the net. Thanks for checking in. Here you go. Any other station that wish to check into the net, so go ahead.
K9 ATX, Kilo 9, Alpha Tango X-ray.
Kilo 9, Alpha Tango X-ray. Very good evening to you there, Andy. Do you have any comments on tonight's show, so far go ahead?
Well, I just got in here. I was got busy and other stuff and didn't get a chance to get on here sooner. I haven't watched the show. I usually watch it when it comes out on the Twitch page or YouTube. At a little more at my convenience, so you can kind of watch it in bits and pieces. And it's nice to see the Pine Board project is moving along from last week, and that sure brings back some memories on doing stuff like that. And also for the fella getting fired up with a 7100. When I started with my ID 5100, I had somebody send me a working file, so I just kind of saw firsthand what you needed to make it work, and then kind of figured it out from the book on that. But having the file there to look at was really helpful. So other than that, that's about it for up here near Milwaukee. Back to that from K9 ATX.
Okay, thanks for checking in there, Andy. And yeah, fine on programming radios there. Sometimes the manuals are not explanatory there. They say push where it should be push and hold. I found that out with the ID 800H there. And it doesn't just happen with Icon, it happens with the other brands as well, like Yaesu and Kenwood there. And about the only one that I do find that explains it when you push touch or push these buttons is Alinco there. They explain it fully straight off there. Thanks for checking in there, Andy. Have a nice evening. Any other station wish to check into the net, so go ahead.
November 9 Golf X-Ray, India.
WD8CRX. Whiskey Delta 5, Uniform Sierra Alpha. Kilowatt 2, America Radio Kilowatt.
WD8CRX.
Okay, the first station we have here is November 9, Golf X-Ray India. Very good evening. And do you have any comments so far on the net? So go ahead.
Good evening to everybody on the net today. Enjoying it like usually I do. And I watched a little bit of Ham Nation. I watched the early part that was interesting about the loop antennas. Always been thinking of them, but I never really did try them. But enjoying the radio building parts of it. So, and also at the end, I saw a couple of people that are in charge of all these nets that we have, which was very interesting again. So, love the show and hope to talk to you again next week. N9GXI Clear.
Thank you very much for checking in. You have a nice evening. Next station I have, Whiskey Delta 8, Charlie Romeo X-Ray. Very good evening. Go ahead.
Roger Allen, this is WD8CRX, Dan in Aiken, South Carolina. Good to talk to you again and to the net. I just wanted to mention that we saw the Ham Nation program tonight, and we did enjoy getting a look at Jeff there. That's the first time I'd seen him on the TV there. So it's good to see attach a face to a voice that we see on the net here every week. So that's all I've got. Back to you, Alan. WD8CRX.
Thank you very much for your comments there, Dan. And yeah, it's nice to sort of see somebody who you talk to there. Thanks for checking in, Dan. Have a nice evening. Next station I have, Whiskey Delta 5, Uniform Sierra Alpha. Very good evening there, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Alan. I got to see most of the show tonight. Had storms rolling through right in the middle of the show and lost power and had to reboot everything, but I'll catch it on the rerun tomorrow. What I did see, another great show and looking forward to the live show at Dayton next week. Deputy 5 USA.
Thanks for checking in, Mike. Always speaking to you and always listening out for you there. Have a nice evening. Next station I have Kilo 2 Alpha Romeo Kilo. Good evening. Go ahead.
So good evening. Very good, Alan. Thank you for picking me up tonight. Just finished with an RF net that I run here at 10 o'clock out here in New Jersey. My name is Anthony. I'm in central New Jersey, about an hour south of New York City, and wasn't able to catch the show tonight, unfortunately, but I was able to make it to the net, and just been enjoying D-Star. We're all logged in and on the roster there, but been having a lot of fun, linking to different reflectors and really enjoying the system. So that's all I got for the net right now. Thank you for picking me up again, and wish everyone the best of 73s. So back to you, Alan, from K2 ARK.
Thank you very much there, Anthony. You and the family have a nice evening there. I'll take another couple of check-ins, another couple. That's all I've got left in the Iro here, and I'll pass it back to the next operator and next control there. Two more check-ins, so call, go ahead. No response. Thank you to everybody that checked in with me there, the new ones. Thanks for the pleasure of meeting you for the first time. And hope to catch up with you some other day there. And for calling slowly and with fanatics there. Thank you very much. I'll put it back to Nick Control, who is Kilo Bravo 9, because Zulu uniform. Again, good evening, Dave. Go ahead.
Alan, I'm sorry. I was sneezing. Did you throw it back to me? I apologize.
Yeah, one of these days I did put it back to you there. I called for other stations there, but there was a pause. So I was getting towards the end, so I thought, well, I'll put it back to you there, net control, Dave. Go ahead.
All right, we're not allergic to you or anything. It's a bad time of year around here with pollen running around, so we apologize for that, but I miss you throwing it over there too. But, thanks for taking all the check-ins. I got you a good clean log ran here, and I'll get that email off to you whenever I post those the wiki guy. I want to put a call out and see if we have any show hosts. Are there any show hosts out there who'd like to check into the Animation D-Star show now? If so, please call now. All right, hearing them, I'll go ahead and go over some announcements here. Jeff was on the show this evening, as you heard there a moment ago. We're going to do something over at the Hamvention this year, kind of help you get some points for the 300 episode special event we've got going on. Jeff and I are going to have T-shirts that have Hamnation on the back and hashtag Hamnation300 on the front. So you guys post a selfie with Jeff or I. 10 points each, so we an extra 10 points. We also wanted to say that K5's DBL checked in, and he's okay after a severe storm there in Dallas. We also had a couple of check-ins there from the Carolinas. Sound like both those stations made it through okay with the bad weather there. As I'm speaking, I'm looking at the radar coming my way, and I've got a good storm coming my way here in Central Indiana. This evening, we also had W6 GPS Don in here with us talking about the Raspberry Pi 7-inch touchscreen that he has a video up on YouTube. I'll recommend that to anybody that's interested in Raspberry Pi. The after show net's located 20 meters, 14,268, 40 meters at 7,278. They also have a web page, camnation40.net. Echolink's located at star dewdrop n star, and they have a web page, www.dewdropn.org. And the DMR that's being posted by Andrew, WA8LIV on Black 311. With that, that's all the announcements I have. I'll put a last call. Anybody else wants to check in and put their call sign in the logbook, please call now. Give me that visa you standing by.
To you.
Kilo KHJTK, Jeff and Losley. I think I might have double Kilo 8, Juliet Tango Kilo KHJTK. Call sign, the name was Hugo, I believe. Had KHJTK, there's Jeff, representatives this evening on the show. Thanks for stopping by with us, Jeff. And then I had a suffix of NXO. So let me go back up and see if I can locate there was a station, possibly with the handle here bill that I saw come now.
Yes, KM6DQU, Hugo. King Mary 6, David Queen Union.
Very well, I'll go ahead and go to you first, and I think it's a new check-in. Of course, I'm not certain, but if so, make sure you check out hamnationdStar.net. hamnationdStar.net. You'll find about everything you need to know about the net there, and a lot of D-Star information for you as well. But go ahead, you know any comments you have about the show or anything you want to talk about D-Star related? Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, this is my first time checking in. I've been watching the show maybe half a year, and just started getting into D-Star in March, so I'm learning as I go. I just figured out how to link to Reflector 14 so I can get on the radio and listen to see what you guys are talking about. So I had to read the manual and figure out linking and all that on D-Star. So all this stuff is new, but I'm learning slowly.
Great, sir. We'll put a big welcome mat out for you. It's good to have you in here, and thanks for checking in with us here. We'll put your call sign in the logbook. It'll show up on the wiki page for this edition of Animation. And Jeff, one of our GoNet controls, he was on the show this evening. And there's a lot of information on the hamnationdStar.net that'll help you get along your way there in the D-Star world. And Jeff created that website for all of us to learn the hobby a little bit better, so we appreciate that. Let's go to K0OJ. K0OJ, it's yours, and how are you doing this evening? And I bet you're running a 7100 right now.
Well, my golly, you just take a look. I don't have one of those. At least I'll let you know that. Oh, I don't know. Little burps and things like that. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, nice to see JTK's cheery little mug and all that good stuff. So, pretty good, Ham Nation. I wonder how next week's is going to be. That'll be the big one. All that good stuff. I started out on the 880, but I went to this because if anybody knows, if there's a setting in my stupid 880H that I ain't done, it doesn't give me the calls through my Pi 2 and DV Mega board. to see my call in my 880 because it hears me as well. But when you guys come through and whatever, my Kenwood here sees it. It's the THD 74A. It sees the calls, but my 880 don't. So, grr. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to any mother that might be listening out there. And all that. Happy Ham Nation. Who knows? Maybe Amanda's listening. Who knows? K's or OJ?
All right, OJ. We appreciate your comments this evening. And I'm not sure you had me on 7100s, but I'll tell you what, if you've got a question, usually you can hook up with Jeff. He's probably got all the answers for you. But here's something I ran into with my 888. I was off for a few months. I had a major surgery I went through, and I used my 888 at my bedside. And it would key open, and I had to key the mic twice to get it to remove the carrier. It was locked up from the transmit position, just only on the Raspberry Pi. That's what kind of flipped me out with it. So I don't use the 888. I've got it in the vehicle now, so I don't use it for that reason. But I'm sure there's somebody out there that's got an answer for you. Just hang around here for a little bit, and we'll get with you. But yeah, you mentioned KAJTK. Let's go to him, and let's have his thoughts about how everything went this evening or any information he has. Go ahead, Jeff, and good to have you with us.
Well, hello. I am new here, and I am looking for information on Ham Nation.
Well, you came to the right place. There's a guy we think an awful lot of that created a web page for us. Are you familiar with that web page?
Yeah, I think so. Just a little bit, anyway. Well, that's done and over with. I say that there's a reason I stay behind the camera, and much more comfortable there. Hopefully it didn't come across too crazy. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. I'm sure you're going to have just a good laugh anyway. Yeah, myself, Dave from the Echolink Net, and Andrew from the DMR Net were all the featured net controllers on the show this evening. So we talked about our nets and what we're going to be doing for Ham Nation 300. And wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be, but it was fun, and got the net out there and everything like that. So hopefully we'll get some renewed interest and some more check-ins to the net here. Yeah, HamNationDStar.net is where we have a lot of the information. I'm not sure about the call sign one. I'm thinking it's the call signs that you receive when the DVAP is transmitting or whatever you're using. There might be a setting in the menu. It's been a long time since I've dug through the menu, so offhand I don't know what that would be. I could take a look at the manual, but I know in general it seems like people haven't had good experiences with the 880. But nonetheless, I got checked in here, and hope everybody checks out the end of the show this week and see my ugly mug there. So Dave, I'll throw it back to you. KB90's with you from KJTK.
All right, Jeff, and thanks for representing us there on the show this evening. And yeah, it did spur some extra check-ins. I've got 25 so far, counting yourself. Got one more to go to here, and we'll see if we got any more after that. But I have the suffix NXO. If that station can come back, let me get your call sign straight to the wiki page, and then we'll go over some announcements to see if we got anybody else wants to check in. But suffix NXO. Go ahead. All right, nothing heard from that station. We'll go ahead and take That brings down the bottom of the list. Anyone else wishing to check in, please call now. KB9BZU standing by.
VE3MIC.
VE3.
W6 GPS with an update.
K1DDN.
And W6 GPS, and that's Don. Go ahead with your update there on your recheck, Don, and then we'll go over to, we'll go up to Canada and see what's going on up there. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, W6 GPS. On that video on the LCD, I was able to edit the description, and there's a link there to the image that I use. So if you go to that video on my YouTube channel, W6 GPS, on the LCD, there is a link and there is an image loaded to my FTP site. Thanks a lot, W6 GPS, back to net.
Thanks for that information, and we might see if we can get with Jeff to see if we can put you on a quick link on HamNationDStar.net too. He's putting some of K7AG's information on there. He puts a lot of the amateur logic stuff, Ham College, of course, a link to Ham Nation, but I'm not sure how hard that is to do. Maybe if you talk to Jeff, take care of that for us. But thanks for putting that video up again and the extra information. All right, let's run up there with MIC up in Canada. It's about 80 degrees down here today. It's the first day it's warmed up. We've been having Canada weather. So what's it like up there where you're at?
Good evening to everyone on net. It's been cool, actually, unseasonably cool. We're cooler by about 10 degrees Celsius than what we should be for this time of year, but oh well, we're going to be complaining about the heat before too long anyway. So I just wanted to say a quick congrats to Jeff, KAJTK, fine job, good to see you on Ham Nation. And just by the way, you can turn it over to Amanda, K1DDN. She's in there right behind me. So anyway, with that, I'll say 7-3 from VE3MIC. Thanks for doing that.
All right, I just now went back and ran through my scroll and found K1DDN in there. So we'll go ahead and go to Amanda. Appreciate hearing from you in Canada, and I've got your call signed the logbook as well. So K1DDN, go ahead, Amanda. You've got the request. I'm sorry I missed you.
Hi, everyone. I'm not doing any HF tonight because of lightning and everything else around us. And yes, typically we do have Colorado fires, but guess what happens after fires? We get lots of rain and snow melt over our burn scars, and then we have flash flooding. So right now in Colorado, we're dealing with flash flooding, definitely locally in my area. We've been activated for Aries, for Skywarn at least. Right now, we're on standby for the rest. I didn't want to make a big deal about it on the show because, you know, tonight was not about me. Thank you so much, Jeff, for being on KJCK. He said, there's a reason I'm behind the camera. Absolutely not. He did wonderful, great presence on the camera. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for being on, and thanks for getting the other guys on as well. I thought that was wonderful, and you guys really do work hard every week. And the assistant net controls too. I shouldn't leave you out of that. You guys all do a wonderful job in taking the check-ins and helping each other out. Not only that, you're always a wealth of information. In fact, you can give the rundown of the show, and we're to find out information, I think, better than any of us can. So we really appreciate everything you've done. That's all I have for tonight. Everyone that's going to Dayton, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Other than that, I really don't like you because I'm jealous. Hi. It's great to hear everyone tonight. That's really all I have. K1DDN, back to net. I think you can put Jeff on the checking list to K0JSD.
All right, I'm done. So that brings us to 29 checking in tonight. So we've had a good net. It's easy. And thanks for those comments too, Amanda. We appreciate everything you do for the show as well. I went back and looked at the log, and it was KA5NXO that I skipped over. KA5NXO. If you're still there, please come down with any traffic you have on 14 chart. Alright, I'll go ahead and put that call in the wiki page there, for the wiki page list anyway. That was my fault for not going back quicker and getting that call, so I had quite a few there on top of it. Appreciate you all being patient when I get those added. Got a few announcements here we'll go over. I thank Jeff for being on the show this evening, KHATK, and representing the D-Star Nets and all the digital modes. Also, Jeff and I are going to have t-shirts that we're going to be wearing. Ham Nation, or hashtag Ham Nation 300. And we'll have our call signs in the front, and we'll have Ham Nation on the back. So look for those. If you post a selfie with Jeff or I, it's worth 10 points for each of us, or for you for taking those pictures and posting. We did get a check-in from KF5 CBL. He's okay in Dallas after the severe storms. Check-in from the Carolinas, and the both stations were okay after the flooding that they've experienced there. W6 GPS, Don gave us an update a couple times on the Raspberry Pi 7-inch screen that he's got posted on YouTube. How to use the touch screen with your Raspberry Pi, right? Their after-show nets, and like Amanda said, we're having launched one here too. I'm not able to participate in the HF stuff. The 20 meters is on 14.268. 40 meters is on 7278. And they have a web page at hamnation40.net. Echolink's located on Star2Drop-In Star, and they have a web page at www.dropin.org. And as Jeff told us, Andrew, W-A-8-L-I-V, I don't know why that tongue W-A-8-L-I-V, he's running the DMR net on the TAC trailer. So with that, down to the bottom list. Anyone else wishing to check in, please call now. All right, hearing none, we'll go ahead and pass it over to Jeff, see if he has any closing comments. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, no, don't have a ton of stuff. Like I mentioned, was on the show, so if anybody missed that, wait for the episode to be posted and check out the end of the show. And thank you to Amanda for doing the interview, and of course everything she's doing and everything they're involved with out there in Colorado for the flooding and the storms and everything like that. But our website is hamnationdstart.net, and I checked in with the DMR guys. They're on TAC 311. Echolink is Star2Drop-In Star, node number 355800. Tuning around looking for the 40 meter net and probably the 20 meter net here shortly. But thanks for everyone for their comments. It's great being on the show and promoting the net here a little bit. So again, check out our website, hamnationdstart.net. We got everything for the 300th episode coming up. I think that's about it. Dave, I'll throw it over to you, and we'll be looking forward to Dave. KJTK.
Very well, yeah, and thanks for being on the show and representing us very well there. So, good job. We'll pass it over to VK5 PBZ. Alan, do you have any closing comments here before we end the net? Go ahead.
No further comments there, Dave. Going to wish everybody have a good evening. And thanks for checking in for the net. And we'll be with you next week. So again, thanks all. Put it back to net control.
All right, Alan, we wish you a pleasant day there in the land down under, and thank you for taking time out of your day to come in here and help us with some check-ins. Really helpful, and we much appreciate you and all the work that you do with us here on the show. So we'll look for you next week too. Tell the family we said hello. And there being no further business for the net, we'll go ahead and close this session of the Ham Nation D-Star After Show net. Please join us again next Wednesday evening, about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this same reflector, 14 Charlie. On behalf of VK5 DBZ, KHATK, and myself, KB9BZU, we wish everyone a safe, pleasant evening. 7-3, everyone, and thanks to the owners and operators for letting us use their equipment to hook up all these stations together with the repeaters and the reflectors. We know it's an expense, and we appreciate you contributing to the cause. I'll see everyone next week here on the same reflector, KB9BZU 7.
VE3MIC.
AAJTK, VE3MIC.
Sir, what's going on? How you doing, Mike?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad, Jeff. Just now I can say to your face, or to you directly. Good job tonight, by the way. Don't sell yourself short. You did excellent. Anyway, just there wasn't a quick announcement I wanted to make, but maybe you could toss it on the website. I read it, I believe, on the ARRL website. Apparently, at Xenia this year at the Hamvention, there will be a wall, and they're inviting everyone to bring their QSL card with them so you can post it on the wall. Apparently they borrowed this idea from another popular Hamfest. Can't remember which one it was, but yeah. So they're inviting everyone to bring their QSL card so they can post it on the wall. So I guess that's something new for Hamvention this year. And great to hear that you're going to be in attendance, and I hope to be as well. So maybe we can meet up and have a quick hello. So anyway, that's about all I have there, Jeff. And once again, congrats, and 7-3, VE3MIC.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I'm kind of relieved that it's done. A little more nerve-wracking than I'd like, but glad it came across well, and everything seemed to work out on this end, so it seemed to go well. Yeah, you are absolutely right. There is going to be more or less a QSL wall, and I am scouring to find the details of it because our section manager emailed it out in one of his updates. But yeah, basically, I think it was I think it was Friedrichshafen, the big German Hamfest that they borrowed the idea from. But yeah, anybody out there that has QSL cards and brings them to Dayton, they will have a wall that you can post them on and kind of show that you were here, kind of thing. Trying to look for the details, but that's probably just about the gist of it. If you bring a QSL card, you can put it up on the wall and show everyone that you were there and leave your mark, so to speak. But yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think it was Friedrichshafen was the one they borrowed the idea from. That's a good idea, Mike. Thanks for reminding me about that.
Yeah, no worries, Jeff. No worries at all. And yes, that was the Hamfest over in Europe that they borrowed the idea from. Apparently, it's pretty popular over there, so I guess they wanted to carry on the tradition over here in North America. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get to see you. Probably the best bet would be at the. I'm assuming I don't know how the symposiums or the forums are going to work this year. But hopefully we'll maybe catch you in the Ham Nation forum. I'm assuming they have one this year.
I heard that there was going to be one, and I think it's on the forum schedule. Now that I think about it, when I was on the show, I wasn't quite sure if I remembered seeing one or not, but there was one on the schedule, so there should be a Ham Nation forum. And usually I post that information as to what's going on with D-Star and stuff like that up on the site in Ham Nation, so it'll be there. But yeah, well, more than likely Dave and I probably both will be there. I know I'll be there all 3 days. Dave's probably going to be there, like I said, at the forum. So anywhere there, and I'll certainly be around. Not doing anything with the ARRL this year. I did last year, but the area is a little bit smaller, so they didn't need as many people. So I probably won't be as many fixed locations as I was the last couple of years. But yeah, we'll meet up sometime, if not in at the Hamfest, then definitely in the forum, and we'll be shake hands there and say howdy.
Yeah, very good. Now, while I have you, I was going to ask a question because I had my ID 31A with me last year, but I didn't seem to be able to know. I didn't prepare for it in advance, but I didn't seem to be able to find a local D-Star repeater. So I'm just curious. I heard that there is a repeater in the area, but I don't know which one it is. But I did hear Reflector 38 Charlie, I believe, was the standard Hamvention reflector. Is that correct?
Yeah, depending on which system you have access to. For the Hamfest, if you have the X-Reflector system, it's X-Reflector 38 Charlie, XRF038, C as in Charlie. And if you just have D+, then you're just a regular REF038, C as in Charlie. That will be in use all Hamvention weekend. They say that there is going to be, I'm looking at the website, they used to have a local simplex frequency which was linked to one of those, and that was usually 446.1, 446.100. Last year I don't remember hearing that, so I don't know if that was having issues or something like that. There are two D-Star repeaters in the Dayton area. I can get you those frequencies here in a second. One supposedly covers the arena better, but I think that kind of, well, and again, that was the arena last year, so I don't know what the coverage is going to be, but let me buy a second here.
W8LIV. Hey, Jeff, I'm on. Yeah, while you're doing that, I just want to give you a little tip when you're doing a live podcast. The odd time where I've been on Amateur Logic, I never watch the replays that I've been on, so there's a little tip for you. Oh, look at that, V3MIC.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I've never been, so my history is kind of, I started in high school doing the television stuff, but was much more proficient in the behind-the-scenes stuff. And sometimes when we didn't have an announcer or something like that, they would throw me in it, and man, those were terrible. There's no way I was going to go back and watch those. But we'll see what the train wreck look like. I'm kind of curious, but probably won't make too big of a head of doing that. But your information, going back to D-Star, there's actually 2 UHF, 2 VHF, and 1.2 gigahertz. Assuming you're probably only UHF, VHF. Whiskey 8, Hotel Echo Quebec, W8HEQ, 145.27, again 145.27, and the UHF is 444.0875, again 444.0875, and let me break it here a second. And the other Dayton repeater is Whiskey 8, Romeo Tango Lima, W8RTL, and both of these are Darrow repeaters, by the way. That one is 147.105, 147.105, and the UHF is 443.05. 443.05 is the UHF side, and they're all standard input kind of stuff. 605 megahertz UHF. Did you get that, Mike?
Yeah, QSL, Jeff. Thanks for that. And you're correct. I'll be UHF only, so I've got the two UHF frequencies and Roger on the standard split. Well, that's great. I wasn't sure if I heard another station in there, so I'll take a standby here, and if there was another station in there, please go ahead. VE3MIC.
VE3MIC, KJTK, W8LIV. Hey, yeah, Mike, I don't even know if I'm going to be watching the replay either. Oh, yeah, we are awkward.
Like I said, I'm kind of interested, so I might just, I downloaded it anyway, so I might just grin and bear it.
Yeah, you guys are fine. No issues at all. I guess it's one of those things. Nobody likes the sound, to hear the sound, recorded sound of their own voice for some reason, and I'm kind of the same way, Jeff. As you mentioned, I'm more of a behind the scenes guy, and that's probably why we don't see more of Jeff. I think it was a New Year's Eve special that George put together for Amateur Logic, and I think that's the most I ever, let alone saw Jeff on the air or on the podcast. But I talked to him the longest as well. So, but yeah, I'm more of a behind the scenes guy as well. So I'm not all that keen in being in front of the camera.
It's definitely weird. It was kind of nice, though. I don't know. My parents and one of my college professors texted me and was like, "Oh, you did great." So yeah, it's fun. Mike, you're headed to Dayton, I assume. I am as well. We'll have to meet up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm there for all 3 days, so and like I said, probably the best chances of. It's funny. I'm just gonna sidetrack here for a bit. I hear about all these people that went to Dayton, and I never even saw them over the 3 days. So, just I guess if there's anybody listening that's never been to the Hamvention before, that's a distinct possibility. You could have people that you know that are there for those 3 days, and without actually coordinating anything, you could totally miss them, not see them the whole entire time. So it's really that big. So anyway, I think I'm going to say 7:03 here. I'm looking at the time and it's approaching 11:30. So work tomorrow. So. But yeah, looking forward, and probably the best bet would be at I'll have to check the forum schedule and find out when the animation. I don't want to miss Dr. T either. I saw her 2 years ago when she was in Dayton, and her talks were astounding. So looking forward to that. So that's probably our best bet for chances of meeting up. Anyway, we'll keep an eye out for you guys. And again, thanks for doing the nut and everything you do for Ham Nation. And with that, 7-3 and have a good evening. VE3MIC.
Yeah, Mike, 7-3s. Thanks for all the comments and everything, and you do a great job as well on when you're on Amateur Logic. Always enjoy what mischief and stuff you guys are up to, and it's always fun and entertaining. Yeah, like it'll be interesting to see what's going on this year. I'm trying to find it. It looks like the Ham Nation one is 10:30 a.m. on Saturday. 10:30 in the morning on Saturday. But yeah, well, it sounded alright. And Andrew, you definitely sounded good. I probably stumbled over everything, but yeah, the other Jeff there in Colorado. I mean, you hear him all the time on his machine. I'll start into to their machine, and he's on there quite a bit. But he's quite camera shy too. He's not been on the shows very much, but he's real knowledgeable in repeaters and equipment and digital modes and stuff like that. Always enjoy spending some time with those guys. Andrew, I'll throw it over to you. Let's just say 7-3.
Yeah, sounds good. No, I think we did fine. Yeah, I need to talk to Amanda and some of the people out there. I know there's other people in Colorado that have checked into the net. I'm wondering if maybe not all the systems are on DMR's mark, or I don't know, because I know other people have checked in. So when she threw that question, I was like, it's so specific to whatever area and what seabird you're with. But I'm pretty sure there's a way in. Anyways, alright, well, I'll say 73 as well. Also 11:30 here almost, so I gotta go to bed. Alright, Jeff, I will catch you later. Mike, good talking to you. W8LIV. Later.
Yeah, you handle it fine. It was pretty much just for everyone at Brandmeister, and they're probably pretty good. But, yeah, most of the seabirds should have 311 on them. I've not heard any that haven't, but I was looking the other day, and there's a lot of seabridges up there, and I did not realize there were that many. But nonetheless, I think you handled it well. And we'll say 7-3 to you as well. And, I may try and jump in on the HF nets, but yeah, I gotta do the same. Rest up for now. 7-3, Andrew. Mike, 7-3 to you too if you're still out there. Okay, JTK.
7-3, VE3MIC.
W7JF8. W7JF8.